All right, peace, family. We are now live. Let me know if let me know if y'all can hear me. We was having some. This is the second show I was having. I was having some technical difficulties. So let me know. But we got it up and running. Let me know if y'all can see and hear me, as well as my guest that I'm about to reintroduce to y'all. She hasn't been on in a while, but let me know if y'all can hear me before we even get started. I don't see any comments. Family, let me know in the comments. I can see you both. Can you hear me? Because we was having some technical difficulties. Can you hear me, family? Okay, you can hear me. That's good. All right. All right. Well, y'all see who's here, man. Y'all see who's here. The living legend herself, Sister Myrah. Man, welcome back. It's good to see you again, sis.
Well, thank you. Same to you, Brother Rich. It's wonderful to be back. Yeah, the technical difficulty is me because I'm just not good when it comes to technology.
It's all good. It's all good. You good. You good when it comes to the organic technology, the real
Oh, yeah.
technology,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's why we got you on here. You excellent with that. So that's what we need you here for, and that's what we're grateful for.
Okay.
We about to get started, family. Share the video. Let everybody know Brother Rich is live right now with Sister Myrah. I'm gonna make a quick announcement, then we'll be back to start the show. All right,
All
family.
right.
All right, so first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to my brother King Simon. You know he's the best when it comes to numerology. For an appointment, text him your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. All right, family, hit that brother up. All right. Make sure you text Rich to the number 646-760-7806 if you would like to be notified for when I go live, because YouTube always on their BS and they don't notify any of my subscribers barely about whenever I go live. So people end up missing a live most of the time, and they're mad because there's nothing like that energy when it's live, right, family? So make sure each one of y'all text Rich to this number right here, and whenever I go live, I will personally text y'all. All right, from my community app. It's this app I use called Community, and it's real good with marketing and stuff like that. All right, family. But listen, all right, we about to get ready. We about to get ready to get started, Sister Mara. I want to thank you once again. I've known you so long, and I've told this story over and over, but I got to say it again
Okay.
because it was a big moment in my life, and that moment was in 2005. I
Wow.
got a reading from you, and your reading was so accurate. And one of the things you stressed during the reading, you said a Sagittarius is going to come sweep you off your feet. And this is probably, I think I got this reading in March or April. And in May, that's when I met my girl that I'm still with to this
Oh,
day.
wonderful. I was wondering.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
still with to this day. And I remember after that reading, and I finally realized, because I didn't realize at first. I didn't realize till like months later, like, oh shit, Myra
Yes.
said that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I just listened to it because you used to send people the audio cassette tapes.
Yes, I
You
did.
remember, that's way back in the day.
Oh, that's way
I
back
would get a
then.
reading, and then you would tell us, I'm gonna send you the cassette tape. So
Yes.
you send me the cassette tape. So whenever I want to, I could go back and listen to the audio or whatever.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
how we did back in the day, family. Brother
Yes.
Rich, I've been into this a long time,
Oh,
family.
yeah.
And that was just, that reading was so important to me. So I want to thank you for the work that you do. And like I said, you're able to
Thank
tap
you.
into the real technology. You know what I'm saying? I
Well, you must
also
have been a
want
teenager because you look so young right now.
I,
I mean,
I look exactly the same as
oh,
I did in
wow.
2000. I don't know why. I just it's something, I'm not aging for whatever reason. You know what I'm
No, that's
saying?
good. That's good. What's your sign again, Brother Rich?
Virgo.
Virgo. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Virgo.
Yeah.
September 17th. I'm a
Oh,
17
okay.
Virgo. September
Yeah. Yeah.
17th. But I also want to thank, before we get started, Sister Myra, the
Hmm.
sister that had you on her show. What's her
Yes.
name? Spirit Doula. Spirit
Yes.
Doula.
Spirit doula.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Melanie.
I want to thank her, because when I seen you on, it just popped up on my feed, and when I seen you on her show, I was like, damn, I got to reach out to Myra. I didn't talk to her in a while. So shout out to that sister for having you on her show. And Myra did an amazing lecture on the sister's channel, family. So you can go to, I guess the YouTube is Spirit Doula.
Yes, that's
You can
correct.
go to that YouTube and hear an amazing lecture that Myrah did. I think it's like 3 hours long or something like that.
4, over 4.
Wow, wow. Yeah, we ain't gonna be that long tonight, fam. We
Yeah.
gonna be we gonna be about an hour tonight. But
Okay.
listen, Myra, like I said, I just can't thank you enough. But let's get into it, Sister Myra. It's some important things going on right now with humanity.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it is.
As an astrologer, when you're studying and you're reading the stars, is there something significantly different that you're noticing now that you haven't noticed 5 or 10, or is it pretty much the same astrologically speaking? If it is real different, what are you seeing that's totally different that you wasn't seeing before?
Well, Brother Rich, everything that we've been talking about back when you were talking about 2005, before
Mm-hmm.
that, Bobby Hammond, all the metaphysical teachers, everything that we've been teaching, we're now seeing coming into fruition at
Mm-hmm.
this time. So everything is coming together in a culmination. And that was what was so urgent about the message I gave on December the 12th, because it's leading up to December the 21st. And I'm really trying to stress the importance of that number 21, because if, in the tarot deck, I used to do tarot cards, and the major arcana, the very last card in the major arcana of the tarot deck is the world card. And the world card indicates that all of your past lives has come together and culminated, in fulfillment. That is what the world card is indicating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what makes the number 21 so significant. In other words, we just left the year 2021. That's when all those pieces, it's like this great big puzzle, and all those pieces were being put into place. And when we hit 2021, that was the culmination of all those pieces coming together, because as we moved into 2022, 22 is a master number, okay? And what it indicates is spiritual mastery. The two master numbers are 11 and 22. And 11 is personal mastery, and 22 is spiritual mastery. So everything that has been coming together, all the information that we've been teaching, has come to a peak on December 21st, 2021. It all came to a head. That was the culmination. This means we have crossed over now into a level where we're stepping up to our spiritual mastery, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, we're about to spread our wings now. See, what I believe in is, I call myself a holistic, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That means I don't really believe in 12 individual signs. I believe in 6 axes of energy, because it's about the balance of opposites. The balance is the key to everything in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to balance in order to see the whole. We have to become holistic.
What's these 6 axes of energy?
You have Aries, which is the physical face of Libra.
Mm-hmm.
Libra is the spiritual face of the physical Aries. Taurus is the physical face of the spiritual Scorpio. Gemini is the physical face of the spiritual Sagittarius. Cancer is the physical face of the spiritual Capricorn. Leo is the physical face of the spiritual Aquarius. And Virgo is the physical face of the spiritual Pisces. Now, neither one is no higher or lower than the other. It's all about the equal balance between the two. The vessel needs the spirit just as much as the spirit needs the vessel. We all have to do 180 degrees. All energy does 180 degrees, and that's as far as it can go before it has to be matched with the opposite 180 degrees. And that is how you complete a 360-degree spiral. That is what opens up the vortex and gives you access to the higher vibrations of the universe. And that is what we're stepping up to, holistic. We have to become holistic. That means balancing opposites. The key to everything in the universe is balance in order for us to become whole. Okay, so those are the 6 axes of energy, you see. The first 6 signs is the physical half, and the second 6 signs is the spiritual half, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Virgo is the last sign in the physical half. And we call Virgo, now we're talking masculine and feminine, not male, female. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So air and fire are masculine, earth and water are feminine. Earth and water is internal, and air and fire are external. And, my most famous phrase is spirit moves inside out, not outside in. So that means whatever you're sending out is what you're spiraling back. Spirit is spiral, but it starts from within. So if you're sending it out at 20%, you're going to draw it back at 20%. If you're sending it out at 80%, you're going to draw it back at 80%, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about the match, the balance between those opposites. That is the formula of creation. Anywhere you can put 2 halves together is how you create the whole. Full spiral. Spirit is spiral. So you always fulfill through the opposite. Right now, the sun is in Capricorn, which means we're fulfilling Cancer energy. See? Cancer is the sign of the ancestors. That means it's time to fulfill the character and the values of our ancestors, you see, because Capricorn is the sign of character. It's the sign of integrity. And as we balance Cancer with Capricorn, it's now, that's how we fulfill, stepping up to the characters and the values of our ancestors. They're coming to the forefront now. We've come full circle. We have had many lifetimes mastering in a purpose that we chose to contribute to this larger universal purpose, you see. And so we've had many lifetimes. And this is an infinite process of transformation, regeneration, and evolution of spiritual rulership. And whenever we get into the Aquarian age, that's the point of evolution. That means we've balanced on enough levels to evolve to a new level in the universe in our energy vibration. So we went into the Aquarian age in 2013. So this is the point. The opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo. Aquarius is the sign of evolution. It's the sign of the humanitarian. It's the sign of I know. And when we balance it with Leo, Leo is the creative ruler. So it's time to evolve a new creative rulership in the universe, coming out of the abuse of power to the humanitarian empowerment. As our ancient rulers, the ancestors, are now passing the baton to us as the new age rulers to step up to a new rulership. The powers that be, or have been, have reached the maximum of their abuse of power. That is the only sin in the spiritual reality, is the abuse of power. Spirit is opposite the physical. So where there's a multitude of sins physically, there's only one sin spiritually, and that's the abuse of power. This whole process has been an alchemical process to teach us how to use our powers righteously before we can be endowed with those powers. We had to learn how to use our powers righteously without abusing the power, because when our predecessors abused their powers, they screwed up the world, the earth. If we abuse our powers, it's going to be detrimental to the universe, you see. So all this has been an alchemical process to teach us how to step up to our powers without abusing it and being able to use it righteously. But the universe is not trying to save the world right now. It's only identifying who qualifies to step up as a new ruler for this new Aquarian age. And the 2 criteria that the universe uses to gauge who qualifies as a new ruler is, number 1, you have to be secure from within, from the internal. Earth and water are internal. Earth represents your security. It represents your healing. It represents your values. You see, we have Taurus, the sign of values that they turned into materialism. So we gauge our value based on what we possess materially rather than going internal and defining the value, our own self-worth and self-value. They took Virgo, the sign of cleansing and purification of false values, for our wisdom, healing and our wisdom. Virgo is the sign of wisdom. And they took that and polluted our value, you see. So the energy never got to the last earth sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign, the last earth sign, and it's the last cardinal sign. So that puts it in a royal position. The earth represents the daughter component. You know, I always identify the four members of the royal spiritual family, universal family, through the four elements. Okay? The air and fire is the masculine external. That's the half we just completed at this winter solstice, when we step from the 2021 into 2022. The winter solstice is where everything peaks. That's like the 12 o'clock on the astrological cycle. So we just completed the sacrifice and struggle half of this alchemical process. And what we've crossed over is to the opposite return in spiritual reward and spiritual empowerment. That is what is going to be the balance from us, you know, going through that sacrifice and struggle half of this operation. So, and you know, like I said, 180 degrees on one half, you can only go 180 degrees on one half. Energy unfolds through a negative and positive polarity. No pain, no gain. And to the same extent the pain will be the same extent the gain. But what a lot of people don't understand is that you have to complete one half before you activate the opposite response in equal measure. So we have now completed our sacrificial and struggle half. Not just this life, all our past lifetimes are culminating, like the world card indicates. All our past lives are culminating as each one of us chose a mission and a purpose to contribute to this larger universal purpose. And we've had many lifetimes mastering in that purpose. Like I said, it's like a big puzzle. Your first lifetime was the first piece of that puzzle. You didn't understand it. It was just one piece of the puzzle, but you mastered in that lifetime and it gave you access to the next. And then the next, and then the next. You only complete spirals for access to the next level where you start a new one at a higher vibration. All the way up, we do this. This is an infinite process of transformation, regeneration, and evolution of spiritual rulership. So we did this all the way up until this lifetime when we went into the Aquarian age. Whenever we go into the Aquarian age, that's the point of evolution. Time to evolve. Aquarius is the sign of evolution. And like I said, its opposite sign is Leo, the creative ruler. So it's time for the evolution of a new creative rulership. And in order for us to now step up in this new rulership, we there has to be a transformation, Scorpio, of our values, Taurus. So what I have described is what I call the fixed cross. Okay? You have Aquarius opposite Leo, Taurus opposite Scorpio. That is the fixed cross. Right now, see, the more you pull energy, the bigger the spirit you create, you see. So now I'm starting with balancing opposites to bring a holistic level. The first opposite you have to balance with is your own spirit. So you as Virgo, that's your physical half. But Pisces, your opposite sign, would be your spiritual half. And when you balance your physical with your spiritual half, that is how you step up into your individual holistic Christhood, you see. We all do that through, see, what happens is Virgo being the last sign in the physical half, We call that the Virgin Mama, who cleanses and purifies the Leo sun. Leo and Virgo sits right next to each other on the astrological chart. Whenever you put Leo and Virgo together, you have the Sphinx, the body of the lion, Leo, and the head of the woman, Virgo. Power guided by wisdom. Power without wisdom is futile. This is where we have to precede our ego, Leo, and open our heart, also Leo, to the value of the one of wisdom, Virgo. And once you are cleansed and purified of false values, because anytime you're dealing with earth element, you're dealing with values. So Virgo is cleansing you and purifying you of false values in order to heal in your wisdom, the Leo sun. This now allows the Leo sun to resurrect. In other words, he ascends above that horizon line into the spiritual domain in his vibration through Libra. Libra is the sign of partnership and balance. And it's an air sign. And whenever we're dealing with air, we're dealing with spirit. So now we are able to now balance with our own spirit, come to our individual Christhood, after being cleansed and purified in Virgo, we can now balance with our spirit in Libra, the first sign in the spiritual half. And that's where we step into our individual Christhood. Your mate also balances in Libra. And only then can the two of you come together as twin souls. That means each of you have to balance with your spirit and then come together in balance, each with their own spirit as twin souls. That is where you access the next energy of Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of bonding. So will you bond through Scorpio? Scorpio is also the sign of transformation. So this activates the transformation. Once the twin souls bond, this will activate the transformation. Scorpio is a water sign. So it's emotional transformation. And this is what the Mayans call the great crossover. Or it says it crosses you over to the great creative place, which is Sagittarius, where you come to the abundance of your empowerment. Because the planetary ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and everyone gets their blessings through Jupiter. So you go over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the last fire sign. So fire is power. So we're stepping to our ultimate power as we go into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this was a SAR's energy. This is who was SAR, who had to be cut into the 14 cycles of time. And the reason a SAR or Sagittarius had to be cut into the 14 cycles of time by Set, the father. The air element represents the father, and he deals with righteousness, how we think. Whenever we're dealing with the air, we're dealing with the mind. So father spirit, that's the air element. Righteous thinking, a collective righteous mindset is what the air element represents as father spirit, who talks to us externally as the masculine through how we think. So the father spirit, the father of righteousness, had to cut the ultimate sun, fire, Sagittarius, Asar, down into those 14 cycles of time so he could mature and how to use that power righteously, since it would be such an abundance. The last fire sign, Jupiter energy. So that was Asar most prone to abuse that power, which is the ultimate sin spiritually. So all this was to cut Asar down, or Sagittarius, until he matured in how to use that power righteously, which has now come into fruition. And when he does that, this happens at the winter solstice. That is where Capricorn and Sagittarius come together at the winter solstice, because Capricorn is like the high priestess. Capricorn is like the princess of the royal family. But that represents daughter Earth, because it's the last Earth sign. And it's the last cardinal sign, royalty, you see. So we are dealing with 3 cross levels. So let me explain the 3 cross levels, and this will make a little more sense. Now, the first cross level is what we call the cardinal cross. That cardinal cross consists of Aries opposite Libra and
Mm-hmm.
Cancer opposite Capricorn. The cardinal cross are the royal energy. Now, you have all of it in you. You have a
Mm-hmm.
full universe of energy within you. Your sun sign is just what you came into this lifetime to focus through.
Okay.
So you came in here to focus through your sun sign. Wherever the sun is at is the focus of energy. So you have a full universe. It was like if someone takes a snapshot of the universe at the very moment of your birth, where were all the planets sitting? How did all those rays come together and converge to make your spiritual energy, which is your collective energy, you see? So the cardinal cross is the royal energy. It's the one that activates and initiates a new level of vibration from the royal universe, the highest level of the universe. And once the cardinal cross activates and initiates a new level of royal energy, then that's when the fixed cross, which I talked about, Aquarius opposite Leo and
Mm-hmm.
Scorpio opposite Taurus. So that means when we the fixed cross takes over, we went into the Aquarius age. Aquarius is a fixed sign, it's the fixed air sign. So that means it's time for the evolution of the creative rulers or a new rulership, which is Leo. The horizontal leg of that fixed cross is Scorpio and Taurus. Taurus is the sign of values, and Scorpio is the sign of transformation. So, in order to evolve Aquarius as the new age rulers, Leo, there has to be a transformation, Scorpio, of our values, Taurus. That is what the fixed cross is operating or opening up in our energy. It's the main energy right now that's influencing us because we went into the Aquarian age, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And once what the I call the four fixed signs the four horses of the apocalypse. They're the ones that does the major heavy work. What the cardinal cross activate, the fixed cross is what will set that into motion. It will reverse that energy out of
Mm-hmm.
mundane physical illusion of power to a spiritual, creative, and royal empowerment. And
Mm.
once fixed cross reverses the energy, it's the workhorse. It's the one that enforces or the army of
Right.
what cardinal cross activates.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the mutable cross, which is Gemini opposite Sagittarius and Virgo opposite Pisces. That is the mutable cross.
Mm-hmm.
And Brother Rich, that's where most of the twin souls are coming from. They're coming from the same cross level.
Mm. Does everybody have a twin soul down here, or that's
Not
just?
everybody. You may not have signed up for that. Uh, um, you may not have signed up for that mission or that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody does, but the twin souls are very important because they actually represent the yin and the yang.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you who your twin soul is. Your twin soul is who you were with as an energy being. You were bi-una, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You were one as energy beings. You were bi-una. When you fell into the flesh, you separated into duality, male and female.
Mm-hmm.
You've had many lifetimes cultivating a love relationship with that person,
Mm-hmm.
but you had to first do it on an unequal basis, which means there's some lifetimes you came together as mother and son. There's some
Mm.
lifetimes you came together as father and daughter.
That's interesting.
But this is the lifetime to come together as brother and sister, which is the mate level or the yin yang level, where the two halves have now become equal and can complete that spiral. This is what they were showing you in the movie The Matrix between
Matrix.
Trinity and Neo.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Trinity had to resurrect Neo from the dead, which was the illusion of power through his ego. Okay.
Mm.
She had to resurrect him from the dead. She said, the oracle told me I was going to fall in love with the one. I'm in love with you. That makes you the one. Get your butt up, you see. And that's what resurrected him from the dead, or the illusion of power through his ego. And then in the second matrix, he goes internal, and first he removes the bullet or the impurity. Then he goes in and massages her heart. And the first thing she says when she opens her eyes is, now we're even, which means now we're equal. Now we can come together as one, telepathically connected. She's in the background giving him guidance through her wisdom. As a matter of fact, that's what Trinity and Neil would represent Leo and Virgo, because she's in the background guiding him internally through her wisdom, and he moves out as the sun and exposes the power guided by her wisdom. This is the earth and fire element. The earth is the daughter component. It's not Mother Earth, it's daughter Earth, Mama Universe. Okay? That's the earth and water. The water is the mama component. Mama Universe, Mama Soul, Mama of Antiquity. She's the Mama of Ancestry, and she is Mama Magic. First two letters of magic is Ma.
Ma,
okay?
yes.
And then she's internal as the water, and then the earth represents the daughter component. Daughter Earth, daughter character, values, healing. But the main energy of the earth element is security. Being secure from within. Your power is internal. It's not outside of you. That's the illusion. Anytime you're looking at a part of the whole, that's the illusion. So your power is internal. So earth and water is internal. That's the feminine polarity, where, see, all souls come in through Mama Universe and are manifested through daughter Earth. And so she passes that scepter. All energy vibrations come from the universe. This is who they were calling the source in the movie The Matrix, Mama Universe. She's the source of all energy vibrations. And she passes that down internally. Go ahead. You got a question.
How important are we, Myrah? You're talking about. Wait, hold on. Let me, I'm trying to figure out exactly how much. In terms of a universal scale, because we all talk about these entities from other dimensions and planets. Some people just look at us like we're just lowly humans or something. But in terms of the intergalactic, galactic, all the entities across the span of everything that exists, how important is the souls on Earth? That
is very important question. That is why we have to go internal, because it's where you go internal. That's where the Kundalini rises. In other words, as you rise through those chakras, you get to the crown chakra. That is where it connects you to that universal whole from the internal, okay? And connecting to the universal whole. It's the melanin. That is what puts us at the top of the hierarchy when it comes to spiritual power, because melanin is the substance of the universe, the blackness of the universe. So our melanin is what draws energy from the universe. It's a conducer of energy from the universe. Not only does the melanin draw the energy, it's like you go out into the sun in a black shirt, it will draw the heat. You go out into a white shirt, it will repel the heat. That is how melanin draws energy from the universe, from the internal. The earth and water. The mama component is who imparts the melanin, okay? The water element. And so not only does it draw the energy, but it acts as the oil and gives us the ability to harmonize energy, because you don't blend energy. That's a no-no. You do not blend energy. You harmonize energy. And melanin not only draws the energy, but it also acts as the oil for us to harmonize that energy. Balance. That's the key to everything. And that's what puts us at the top of the hierarchy when it comes to spiritual empowerment.
Okay.
So that is how important we are. Okay? We're universal beings, and we're having a physical experience.
Mm.
Is an alchemical process. It's all about turning what is base into gold, refining, you see, mortals into immortals. The earth is where we come and do. See, Mama Universe, her domain is planetary. And
Mm.
that's why right now is so significant. Because as I told you, the powers that have been has reached the maximum of their abuse of power. And once you reach the full maximum, that is how you activate the opposite response in equal measure. So
Mm.
the physical sacrifice and struggle now activates the opposite spiritual return, in where they have abused their power and restricted our personal rights and liberties. Now the universe is going to counteract and bring us the liberation in our
Mm.
power. It's going to do just the opposite of what we have been struggling and sacrificing, not just this lifetime, all our past struggles and suffering, all the way up until this December 21st. It's been a tally of all our struggles and sacrifices. It's like
Mm.
that's been our investment, that now that we've crossed over into 2022, now we're going to get a return in equal measure for all the struggles and sacrifices that we've endured. And not only our personal sacrifices and struggle, but those of our ancestors. You see. That is
Mm.
what has qualified us to step up as the new rulers for the new age. Because off the back of the sacrifices and struggles of our ancestors. See, spirit is spiral. What goes around comes around. Those at the bottom are now at the top. The head is being made the tail, and the tail is being made the head.
Mm.
So those who have been at the bottom most abused. And that's something else about the winter solstice. Because that's when we go into Capricorn. Capricorn is like the 12 o'clock hand in the
Mm.
astrological cycle. It's the peak. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
And when we go into the Capricorn at the winter solstice, the planetary ruler of Capricorn is Saturn.
Mm.
Saturn, we're dealing with many levels. So at the planetary level, we have Saturn, who is the Lord of karma. He is the one that passes judgment on those who've abused their power. He will now be taken down, and those who have been abused in their power will now be lifted up. He is the great reconciler, you see. So he's reconciling all opposites, balancing
Mm.
all
Oh.
opposites. So those
Mm.
who have been suffering at the bottom are the ones that are now most at the top. You see.
Myra, this rulership is
Yeah,
this, humanity has been waiting for, and you talk about December 21st. We've been talking about the return of Christ for so long. Is this the return of Christ that we've been in?
absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely. Saturn. Now, the book Bobby Hammond always recommend, The Celestial Ship of the North, you see. And in this book, they talk about how the like you said, the return of the king, see, when Saturn comes in with Capricorn, Saturn is the planetary level of the father. He represents the return of the king or the return of the father. In the Celestial Book of the North, they start off by telling you in the beginning, it was the mother and son that was in operation, mother and son. So Saturn represents the original son of the mama, you see.
Mm.
He has many names. He has Saturn, Set. He had all the names of the sun before the sun did. He is Set,
Mm.
Saturn, Cronus,
Right.
chronological.
You, you,
See,
you
there's no
know,
time outside of
my
Saturn's orbit, you see.
Myra, a lot of people say Saturn used to be the central sun for this.
Absolutely.
So there's
That's
truth to that.
That's truth. That is
It
the
was
truth.
the
That's what I'm describing now
That's what
when
you.
I talk about Set, when I talk about
Oh.
the first son of the great mama. That is who Saturn is. Matter of fact, now he's the planetary father of daughter Earth. Okay. There's also information that Earth was a satellite of Saturn, you see. So he represents the planetary level of the father of daughter Earth. And when he was at a close proximity to the Earth, that's when we had the golden reign of Saturn. That's when we had our powers, you see. Everything started matriarchal. Okay? All color vibrations come from the color black. That's the original black mama universe. That is why our ancestors came out as the original rulers. Our ancestors had the powers. This is who they pattern the superheroes after today. Our ancestors. They could fly. They could breathe underwater. They could talk telepathically to the plants, the animals, the universe, each other. Well, guess what? We still have those powers. But we've been in the external. We've been in the air and fire. We've been in the masculine. See, everything started matriarchal, and then spirit is spiral. So it spiraled around from the matriarchal half to the patriarchal. And then when we went into the Aquarian age, that is when it came back full circle. Time to balance between the two halves. The air and fire is the masculine. That's father and son. The air is the father component, father spirit, who speaks to you externally through how you think. The fire element is the sun component. Okay? The individual, S-O-N, and the collective, S-U-N. We're made in the image of the universe. So that's the external, the masculine. Air
we dark energy animated.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Yeah. We're the manifested form of all souls come in through Mama Universe and are manifested through Daughter Earth, you see. So, energy unfolds from its highest level from mama to son, and then from father to daughter. The father-daughter is the spiritual half. The mama-son is the physical half. It's like black mama universe whose magic is hidden but exposed through the sun, S-U-N. The sun then resurrects into Father Spirit, righteous Father Spirit, who redeems the value of daughter Earth or daughter character, you see. Those are the four components of the royal family, the highest vibrations of the royal energy of the universe. And we identify the four members of that royal family through the four elements. The air, Father Spirit, righteous thinking. The fire, the son of power, creative power. That's the fire element, the son of power, you see. The individual melanated man is the S-O-N, but the collective energy is the S-U-N, you see. So Black Mama Universe, whose magic is hidden and exposed through the sun. The sun is always about exposure. Then the son resurrects into Father Spirit, righteous Father Spirit, who then redeems the value of daughter Earth, the Earth component. Okay? So we are the individual aspects of this larger energy bank. We are the vessels that can now, as we're stepping into our royal rulership, we are the vessels on ground zero who can now channel that energy from the highest vibration of the universe. We're on ground zero, so we channel that energy and manifest that spiritual energy at the physical level. That is what we're stepping into as the new rulers for this new Aquarian age that is blossoming, you see. So we are the individual aspects of this larger universal purpose. And that's the evolution of daughter Earth, because the Earth is the only one who hadn't reached her sacred status. We got the Prince, Aries, the cardinal fire. We got the King, Libra, the cardinal air. We got the Queen, Cancer, the cardinal water. The only one who hadn't reached her sacred status was daughter Earth, Capricorn. She's been denied her value through materialism, the Ma of terror, through the matrix, the Ma of tricks, and the father of illusion. Those are the parents that have usurped us from our true cosmic parents, righteous Father Spirit and Mama Universe. But now we're getting divine intervention because they have reached the maximum of their abuse of power. And when they reach the maximum, that is how we activate that opposite return spiritually. And they have reached that maximum because their abuse has now surpassed a global level. And when it passed the global level, that's when it reached the planetary level. And that's when Big Mama comes to the table to rescue her planet Earth, her daughter planet Earth. So now we're stepping up to a universal operation. And we are the physical vessels that can channel the energy from not only the spiritual realm, but we can also channel the energy from the soul realm. Father spirit, mama soul. Okay? They have to be balanced in order to become whole or holistic. So Father spirit represents the spirit realm. That is your ancestors that have made their transition in this lifetime. They are on the front line as your personal entourage in the universe, guiding the energy to channel it to you as the physical vessel to manifest that energy on ground level. You see, there's 3 levels: the soul level, the spirit level, and the physical level. And we are the physical vessels to channel the energy. And when we channel it from the spiritual level, it's through our spiritual loved ones who have made their transition in this conscious reality. The air element represents the conscious mind. So not only can we channel now from our spiritual ancestors, but we can also channel from our soul ancestors, which is Mama's domain, the ancients, the ancient ancestors, you see. So we are the vessel. We can say, whichever one of my ancestors have mastered in this creative technique, say you want to go create the finest music ever created. Yes. Now you have access to
That's me. That's me. That's what I want to. Yeah.
Say to your ancestors, which one of my ancestors have mastered in this creative technique? Channel that vibration to me. Let me manifest that energy at the physical level. The key to everything is balance. Spiritual and physical. That's how we get a spiritual and physical balance at this time. You see, from the spiritual level. But now we can also do it from our soul level, our ancient ancestors. We can also channel that energy and be the vessel to manifest that. That is how we're stepping up to this new rulership. How important are we? We're extremely important.
Extremely important.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're the individual aspects of a larger universal purpose. We're the individual aspect of the collective spiritual operation. Each one of us chose a purpose and a mission to master. And now that we've gone into the Aquarian age, this is the final piece of that puzzle that we need to fulfill our ultimate destiny and purpose and contribution to this larger universal purpose. But the key is you don't blend energy. Everybody has their own unique creative mastery and contribution to the whole, the one and all and the all in one. I always say it's like a hand. You have a hand, but you have a thumb, you have an index finger, you have a middle finger, you have a ring finger, a little finger, a palm, back of the hand, the nails. All of these components come together to make a hand, and each one makes a unique contribution to the hand. We don't blend all into thumbs. Everybody has their own unique, and only your spirit can give you personal guidance and how you have been guided through many lifetimes. And now this is the lifetime to put your final piece in place in contribution to this holistic purpose. I always say it's like the twinkling of a star, and you're only responsible for one twinkle, not the full twinkling. But the one twinkle is just as important as the full twinkling. Because if you're not in position to make your contribution when it's your time to shine, the star's not whole. If it's not whole, it's not real. Anytime you're looking at a part of the whole, that's the illusion. You're going to miss it. So each one of us has to make our contribution in order to fulfill and complete this holistic purpose. But it's all a unique. Aries don't bleed into Taurus. Taurus don't bleed into Gemini. Gemini don't bleed into Cancer. Cancer don't bleed into Leo, and Leo don't bleed into Virgo, and on and on. Each energy comes to the table in its own unique mastery and contribution to the whole. And that's who we are. We're the individual physical vessels, making our contribution to how high we can take our energy vibration to whatever level we can tap into that energy vibration. That is how we're channeling that energy and stepping up to our spiritual purpose and destiny. To the level you can take it up is the level it comes back, because we're energy transmitters as well as receivers. And what we send out is what we spiral back. Spirit is spiral. So to the level that we can access the highest is to the level that it can bring back to us, full circle or full spiral. That's just how energy unfolds, through a negative and positive polarity. No pain, no gain. And to the same extent the pain will be the same extent the gain.
Right.
Always the darkest before the dawn, which means get completely through the worst in order to get to the best. Or as bad as it's been is as good as it's about to get. And that's what we did at this winter solstice. We crossed over from the sacrificial struggle half of the operation to the spiritual reward and empowerment half. So now you're going to start seeing, you see, it's not going to be a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, boom, but it's going to, energy unfolds. And I've already gotten whiff of people now starting to blossom in things that they have been trying to cultivate, you see. We're being inspired to come off the material job. Right now, it's about your spiritual power versus your material power, you see. It's the mama bird trying to push the baby birds out of the proverbial material nest so they can find out they have been liberated. They can fly. They no longer have the yoke of materialism keeping them grounded in the physical illusion. Like I said, they took the sign of Taurus, the sign of values, and turned it into materialism. So we've been manipulated, through materialism, to look outside of ourselves when we have to go internal, to connect to this universal purpose.
Man.
You see.
Myrah,
Yes.
Myrah, I'm gonna tell you, amazing. You are absolutely amazing, Myrah. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna tell you. I'm just tell you like that. Yeah, wow, you're absolutely amazing, man.
Oh, wow.
And somebody said in the chat, you definitely. I feel like your message is tailor made for right now, what we're going through right now.
Absolutely.
Like it's like so a right now message. You know what I'm saying? Your message today is more important than it was when I first got introduced to you in 2005.
Those pieces, yes, because it's all now coming together in culmination and fulfillment. You see.
So I before we continue, do you have a Cash App?
Yes.
All right. What's your
it's it's the dollar sign, and then it's actually just Myrah Moss 813.
Myrah Moss.
No H, just MYRA MOSS 813.
Okay, Myrah Moss 813. Myrah MOSD, is that? I don't know if you can see it.
No, I can't see it. Let me see. It's
You see it? It's close enough,
oh
Myra.
yes, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. Because
All right.
I accidentally hit I was trying to hit a double S
And use
and
the
somehow
D.
I hit the D, but it wouldn't let me change the D. So I always tell people it'll come up Myra Malls, but that is the correct account. Yes, you got it right. That is
All
it.
right. So the reason why I'm doing this, family, I'm sending the sister a donation of $200 right now,
Oh my goodness.
and I got to enter my PIN. And I'm doing this on camera to inspire people to do the same. Anybody? Let me write down. Tell me that cash app one more time. I want to write it down in there.
Okay.
MYRAMO.
MYRA. They're already sending it.
Yeah.
MYRAMOSS 813. You put the dollar sign in front though.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's
Myra,
I'm gonna explain in a second, family. Let me just write this down.
MYRA.
So all right, I got it. All right,
Yeah.
family. So the reason why I did that, because we got over 1,300 people in the chat. It's so
Wow.
important for us to honor our elders and people who are vibrating on that high frequency intentionally and through action. It's like when some people tell me, Brother Rich, I love you. Love is the action word. Show that person you love them. I love everything you've done for me in my life, my sister.
Oh
Queen,
man.
I appreciate you in 2005. That reading guided me a long way, and I can never thank you enough and never show my appreciation enough. So I want everybody watching, whether it's a dollar, five, 10, we honor the people like this. Sister's not going to be on BET, on television, on anything commercial. This is grassroots, underground knowledge that you used to have to go hide and read with a cover on your book to get. Like this is amazing. This is our soul talking to us. The ancestors is working through the sister. Let's honor the sister who put in work for so many years.
Wow,
Honor
they're
her.
blowing it up. They're blowing it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm. Yeah, show the love, family. Show the love, family. Show the
They
love.
are blowing
This,
it
this
up,
is a
Brother Rick.
this is a queen. We watch movies about queens, but we got one in person. We ain't got to watch a movie to see one. We got one in person. We see the Matrix. We see the Oracle. We like, damn, the Oracle's. We got the Oracle right in front of us, family. We ain't got to watch the Matrix. You heard what the sister just did? Show this, blow this sister up like they do
Wow.
on TV to the celebrities and Kanye. Blow this sister up. Like I said, shout out to the sister spirit doula for having you on the show, because that's what led my spirit to bring you back on the show again.
Yeah.
But we gonna look out for you, sister. This is
Oh,
black
oh my
magic.
gosh.
I'm an old soul, and I recognize wisdom when I see it, and I recognize the wisdom in you,
Yeah,
sister.
you're the sign of wisdom. You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
wisdom.
we showing love, yeah. And family, I thank you for making me look good by I'm by supporting the sister. You know what I'm saying? That's important. Like, I'm not just saying that to say that. Show the
Oh
love. So
my
we
gosh.
taking a special break. This is a special break to support Sister Myrah for all the years and hard work she put in for the community, the humanity, our galactic ancestors watching. This is her time to shine. You hear that phone going off?
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's important right there. That's important. That sound. I want to hear that sound. Wait, I don't hear that sound no more. I got. Here we go. Here we go. I heard that sound. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let me hear that sound. She deserves it. Y'all heard what the fuck just happened? What
Oh
the
yeah.
knowledge and wisdom she just gave? That was amazing. That message is tailor made for right now. All right, and we ain't never gonna be the same after hearing this broadcast. I ain't never gonna be the same. I'm gonna take a long walk outside after this show and
Oh
just
yeah.
meditate and look at the
Yeah.
Sirius star constellation. I'm gonna do all that. All right. So we took that break. I thank you everybody for showing the love. Before
Wow.
I hear that sound, I love that sound.
Oh
I hear
yeah.
that sound. I hear that sound. Here we go. I hear that sound. I love that sound.
You guys, you're gonna break my cash app.
Oh man, Cash App gonna think something wrong. They gonna think it's a scam or something. They gonna be like, "What you doing, Myra? What you doing, Myra?" Nah, we showing her love. We
Oh
gotta see that in
my.
the black community. Listen, Myra, my black people took care of me since since 2005 when I talked to you. Like they always,
Yeah.
I've always been in business for myself. So our
Yes.
people are giving people, they just,
Yes.
they just have to come across good beings with good hearts, and you're one of them, my
Yes.
sister.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna take some questions from your family
Okay.
before I get out of here,
Okay.
because I know y'all got some questions for the sister. So start putting some questions in the chat. We're gonna get some questions, and then we're gonna get out of here. I don't want to keep the sister too long. So give me some questions, all right, family. Now, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
And let me tell you, since our connection, Brother Rich, when you said I told you about the Sagittarius,
Yeah.
well, I've only discovered, in the past, I say couple of years, that the twin souls are coming from the same cross level.
Wow.
And you and your mate are on the same cross level. You're on the mutable cross.
Woo.
That's Virgo opposite Pisces and Gemini opposite Sagittarius.
Mm.
And that's where the twin souls are coming from, the same cross level. If you're a cardinal sign, your mate will be on the cardinal cross. If
Yeah.
you're a fixed sign, your mate will be on that fixed cross. And if you're a mutable sign, your mate will be on that mutable cross. And that's what's going on between you and the Sagittarius.
Mm.
You're on
Wow.
the same cross. You're both on the mutable cross, you see. So that even is more validation of your twin soul connection.
Hey, Myrah, somebody asked, do you still do personal readings? Do you?
I do. I do. I don't do the tarot anymore. I do what I call the fortune cards. And man, are they giving up information. You know what they're giving up?
What?
The fortune cards are telling people how to step up and fulfill their ultimate destiny and purpose. It's a message from their own spirit. It's not coming
Oh.
from me. I'm just the messenger. I call
Mm.
myself the reporter for the cosmos. So this is a message from your own spirit giving you the guidance on what you need to, how it needs to guide you in order to step you up to complete and fulfill your ultimate purpose. That's the type of message, I get people in groups. I got a Virgo this morning. I had a Virgo yesterday. And now here you come
Now
today.
you going with a Virgo, yeah. Ain't that so?
So all my people come to me in groups. So yes, I do. That's the only thing I'm really doing right now is that card reading. However, it's anywhere between 3 and 4 hours. You're gonna get a thorough reading. I do them early morning. Like this morning, I started at 7 in the morning, and I didn't get off to 12 o'clock this afternoon today on the reading I had today. Because it's your own spirit, identifying the most prevalent issue you may be wrestling with spiritually, and it's going to deal directly with that, and tell you why it's happening and where it's leading you. Whenever we get readings, it's not about what you should do or shouldn't do. It's about what your spirit is revealing to you that is opening up in your energy, you see. So that is what the readings are showing now. It's like people are coming and getting their marching orders from their own spirit as to how to step up to their fulfill their ultimate destiny and purpose, you see.
So how do the people contact you? What's your contact info?
The best way to contact me, I give out my phone number. I still got the same phone number, but I don't deal with the voicemails. So don't call me and leave me a voicemail. Text me. That's the best way to get a response from me, is to text me, tell me you want an appointment, and I will give you the procedures on how to set up that appointment, you see.
What's the text number? What's the
it's the phone number, area code 336-965-0180. And my girl, Spirit Doula, or Melanie, she set up a website for me, but it's a little expensive in my book, but it's not shy of clients, you see. So you can either do the website, or you can come through me personally, but it'll be less expensive to come to me personally. So, I know I'm not supposed to say that, but Brother Rich has really never been about the money for me. It's been about the message. My biggest reward is things like you said, how much I did for you to help you, to understand. I mean, all I did was help you understand the message from your spirit. That is what I do. I don't tell people what to do or what not to do. I connect them to their spirit to let their spirit give them the guidance. I'm a master at reading symbolism. That is the spiritual language, symbolism, you say. So I can look at the symbols and be able to tell you what message. I see the bigger picture. And then I put the individual aspects in harmony with that larger picture, you see, by looking at the symbolism of the message from the spirit, you see. So that's how I deliver the message. But I'm just the messenger. You see.
Somebody wants to know, Myrah, what does it mean to be an Aquarian in the Aquarian age in 2022?
Well, you're directly getting that personal, that fixed cross, the evolution. Now, remember, Aquarius is also the sign of I know. And with its opposite sign, Leo, the creative ruler, that is what we got to step up to. We got to say, I know I am a creative ruler in order to activate that rulership. That is the Aquarius and Leo axis energy, line of energy. This was also in the movie The Matrix. Remember when they took Neo to the Oracle because he doubted his power. And the Oracle said, no, you're not the one. I don't know what you're waiting on, your next life or whatever. Then she pointed to the sign above the door that said, know thyself. If you don't know you're the one, you're not the one. It's not until you know you're the one that you become the one. That is the Aquarius and Leo axis of energy. Leo as the creative ruler and Leo as the sign of I know. Leo is Aquarius as the sign of I know and Leo the creative ruler. Aquarius is the last air sign, and air deals with knowing, knowledge. So it has the highest outreach to spiritual knowledge. Aquarius is, they call it the water bearer, even though it's an air sign, because it sits not right next door to Pisces. Pisces is the sign of the subconscious. That's the entrance into the soul realm, the ultimate water or the ultimate mama. I call Pisces the fairy godmama of the Cinderella story. And we are the Cinderellas, you see. And so Pisces, Aquarius, being an air sign, but they call it the water bearer. The reason they call it the water bearer is because it brings the hidden subconscious waters of Pisces and exposes it to the air or the conscious mind, the sign of revelation, you see. So we had to move out of Piscean age, the sign of I believe, because someone has put a bridge between our soul, moving our spirit out from our soul. We're now moving our spirit out from our emotional fears. So they programmed us in false beliefs. And that is what has polluted our subconscious, so that we're moving our spirit out from fears, doubts, and guilt. Those are the three things that will undermine your power.
Fear, doubt, and guilt.
Fears, doubts, and guilt. You have to be secure from within. And so fears, I always tell the story of the big bad wolf and the three little pigs. Now, the big bad wolf is the system of illusion who has to intimidate you into believing it has power over you, but its power is not real. And your house of straws is made up of your doubts, your fears, and your guilts. And the big bad wolf can huff and puff and blow that house down. Your house of twigs is made up of your insecurities. And the big bad wolf can huff and puff and blow that house down. But your house of bricks is when you're fully secure from within. And the big bad wolf can't do anything with that, you see. When you're secure in the power you have internally in your connection to the universal whole. That's when you're secure. That's when you're walking in the knowing. It's not enough just to know now. You have to be able to walk in that knowing. It's a difference in knowing and walking in the knowing. And here's an analogy I give to that. I say, suppose your spirit comes to you and says to you, today, when you walk out that door, somebody's going to come and try to pummel you in your face. But don't worry. They're not going to be able to touch a hair on your head. They're not going to be able to get a fraction of an inch within your face. So indeed, you go out, and indeed, somebody comes and tries to pummel you in your face. What are you going to do at that moment? Most of us are going to duck, we're going to run, or we're going to fight back. But it's not until you stand there can you prove that the power of the spirit is more real than the physical illusion that's hitting you in the face. It's not until you stand there can you prove they're not going to be able to touch a hair on your head or get a fraction of an inch within your face. That is when you're walking in the knowing versus knowing. You have to act like you know it, you see. You have to act like you are a ruler, a creative ruler, you see. We are in training to be the new rulers for the new Aquarian age. You can't be a tentative ruler. You can't send your power out, then look over your shoulders and wonder if it's going to happen. The Aquarian age says you have to know your power in order to activate your power. If you don't know it, you don't have it. If you believe they can get you, you've opened the door for them to get you. But they have to bring us down to get to us. They can't come up to where we're at. They have to bring you down through your doubts, your fears, and your guilts in order to make you vulnerable to their attack. You remember, I love the movie The Matrix. You remember in the movie The Matrix, the second one, when Neo was fighting all these agents, they were duplicating themselves, you see. And if you can remember, there was a little old woman walking down the street with a basket of groceries. And all of a sudden she starts vibrating. And then she turns into an agent and joins the fight. You see. That is how we are influenced through our doubts, fears, and guilts and insecurities, you see, to be used as a tool against the royal purpose. That is why one of the first prerequisites to stepping up as a royal ruler is you have to be secure from within. So you don't look outside of yourself through your ego and be manipulated through your ego to be used as a tool against this royal purpose, you see. So that's why I run around telling people I'm hammer time. You can't touch this.
There you go.
When I walk on an airplane, I look around at the people and I talk to them telepathically and I tell them how fortunate they are to be on an airplane with me, a royal being. Because I'm on that plane, it will be protected. And they'll be protected in lieu of that. This is the authority that we have to step up to in our royalty, you see.
That's some authority. That's some authority there.
The authority of our royalty, yes. That's what we step up to, you see. And Aquarius is the biggest factor of that because we went into the Aquarian age, which is about our evolution as the rulers, but we have to know we're the rulers before we become the rulers. If we don't know it, and that's how they use doubts, fears, and guilt. They're using fear right now to manipulate the world.
Yeah, with the what? Remember I said I don't want to mention the name,
no,
but
we won't.
Big time. They using that big time.
Oh, absolutely.
So they must be scared of. They must know what's going on inside.
They know what's
in it. That's why they making that move, huh? That's a move out of desperation.
And the ultimate purpose that they want us to do is what is going to cut us off from that higher vibration, connecting to that higher vibration. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Where people are leaving their jobs because of it. That's what's going to cut us off from our higher connection. That's the whole aim behind all of this, is to cut us off because they know it's time for divine intervention from our universal parents. They know it's time for that to happen. So that is why they're desperately trying to get us where we can't raise our vibration and connect to that divine intervention. Jupiter is where we get all our blessings through the planet Jupiter. It's the great beneficent. But you have to be optimistic to tap into it. If you're thinking pessimistic, that's the level you're going to energize. If you're thinking optimistic, you're going to energize. Like I said, we're transmitters as well as receivers. But it's what we send out as to what we're spiraling back. So if we're thinking high level, right now we got to transition from our mind operating as an automobile to a locomotive, which means we have to be much more conscientious with what we're doing with our thoughts, because it's through our imagination that we maneuver in the spiritual realm. You see. So
let me ask this question here. Somebody says, what does the 13th sign fit into everything that's going on?
good questions, you guys. 13 is the highest vibration number. We have to do 13 cycles to make a transition to the next level. 13, see, the number 4 is the number of completion. 4 elements, 4 directions, that's the number of completion. The 4 members of the royal family. So the higher octave of the number 4 is the number 13. That's the number of completion. So that means you've completed all levels to now be able to tap into the magic of the universe. Mama magic. First 2 letters of magic is Ma. You know what Mama means? You know what the energy of Mama means?
What?
I will take care of your needs beyond your capability. That is what the energy of Mama means. Where Father, the air element, deals with logic and reason and knowing. Mama deals with, you have to embrace her in faith and trust, because it goes beyond your knowing, your logic and reason. We fulfilled that half. Now we got to go into Mama's half. You have to embrace her in faith and trust, because she works the magic. And if you think that you can figure it out for yourself, what do you need Mama's magic for? So she's trying to prove that she's willing to work the magic for us. When I lived in North Carolina, they brought me a little Virgo girl to watch. She was only 9 weeks old. It had been a long time since I watched a child that young. So I wanted to be attentive to her every need. She had been taking her nap and she was about to wake up. So I went and got her bottle ready. And I'm waiting for her to wake up. And I'm going to give her her bottle before she even has to cry for it. And I'm watching her little eyes begin to flutter open, watching her little mouth start to twitch. And I'm ready to thrust that bottle when all of a sudden I hear Big Mama speaking to me. Now, Big Mama speaks to you from the internal. Father speaks to you external through the mind. Mama speaks to you internally through how you feel, the water element.
Okay.
And I hear Big Mama speaking to me. And this is what she says to me. She says, you see how attentive you are to her? Don't you know I'm just as attentive to you? I fell out crying. That was so liberating. You understand? Mama is ready to prove her magic and her willingness to work that magic for you. But you have to embrace her in faith and trust. You can't straddle the fence. Remember, you don't blend energy. So you have to complete Father's half, the knowing, the logic and reason, the negotiations. That's Father's domain. Mama's the opposite. She's the water. She works the magic. She goes beyond your logic and reason. And she takes care of your needs beyond your capability. When you reach the maximum of what you know to do, that's when you're ripe and ready for Big Mama. Remember, when we first came into this physical reality, we had a physical mama who took care of our physical needs as babies beyond our capability. We didn't have to lay up in the crib and figure out how to eat or change our diapers. We had a mama who knew what we needed even before we knew what we had a need for. Now we're stepping up in the cosmos, and now we have to trust our cosmic mama in that same vein. And the systems of the world has all become corrupted. Every last one of them at a global level. And now it's gotten too big for us personally. And now, like I said, it's reaching the planetary level. So that is what's going to bring Mama Universe to the table to rescue her children. She's on a Scared Straight program.
Scared Straight.
She said, My family don't understand what it's like to be without me. So I'm going to back up, let them see what it's like just to be under Father. Father is the great disciplinarian. He's the one that challenges us, restricts us, and limit us just to see how we'll overcome those limitations and restrictions by staying true to our integrity and character. Remember, he's the ruler of Capricorn, the sign of character and integrity. So he challenged you. And when you overcome those challenges with integrity, you've passed the lessons of Saturn. And that's when he passes you over to Mama. She is the comforter. She is the one who's going to kiss those boo-boos that you experienced in Father's discipline and character building. She is the one that will kiss those boo-boos, just like when you were a child outside running and playing, you fell down and bumped your knee, you went straight to Mama crying, and all she had to do was kiss that boo-boo, and it was magically okay. Well, we have a cosmic Mama ready to do that for us now, because the systems of the world has become corrupted beyond our ability. So that's when Mama comes to the table. She's ready now to prove the magic. And all you got to do is embrace her in faith and trust. And she is waiting and willing and anxious to prove that we are hers. We have been ordained by her. But we got to act like we know it. Because once you've been ordained by Big Mama, then there's nothing to fear but anything that if you fear anything more than her, because she's like Homie the Clown. She don't play. Father, he's the negotiator. He's the one who compromises and negotiates. That's his role. There's nothing wrong with it. Bobby Hammond said, that this is why they image the mama as the crocodile. He said, you can play with a lion. If it's not hungry, you may escape the masculine. You may swim with a shark. If it don't smell blood, you may escape again. He said the only thing that's going to F you up without mercy is the crocodile, the symbol of the great mama. She doesn't play. She's Kali Ma. Cancer energy is Kali Ma. You know who Kali Ma is? She's depicted as a deity in India. And she's like, she has a necklace of skulls. She's crouched down. She's got a blade between her teeth, blood dripping down. That is Kali Ma. That is Cancer energy. She's very ferocious and vicious when it comes to protecting her family. This is why we call female dogs bitches. Very ferocious when it comes to protecting the family. That's Mama. She don't play. You see, she will mess you up first and ask questions later if she senses you're trying to harm her family. And that's who we can call on now, Mama. When it gets too big and too much for us to handle, then that is when she's ready to prove the magic. First two letters of magic is Ma. That's her domain. Father deals with logic and reason, knowing, understanding, the air element. The air and fire. Mama deals with the magic. You have to embrace her in faith and trust. She's Mama Universe. You have to balance Father's spirit with Mama's soul in order to become whole. Mama tells where we came from, our ancient world.
Myrah, you mentioned symbolism earlier.
Yes.
Is there any symbolism in Kamala being vice president? I think that's her name, Kamala. Any symbolism in that?
That's her name. She's.
Is that because we're in the?
She's not even. She's not. Okay. She never even called herself that until she ran for president.
She ran for president. Yeah. Okay.
She definitely identifies with her Indian heritage. I'm talking about India. You see, that's who she identifies with. And they only used her, as a tool to try to gain, the vote. You see, so no, she's
okay.
There's nothing.
All right. Yeah. Next question: is Tiamat representative of the Mama?
Yes.
Tiamat. I think my saying Tiamat.
Yes, absolutely. I used to hear Bobby speak about
all the time. Yeah,
all the time. Yes, the Mama. See, remember, we're dealing with levels of energy. levels. This is how we supersede time. It's not about time. It's about what levels you're tapping into, you see. So you have your level, you have your individual level, your couple level, your family level, it goes all the way up to, the planetary level, the universal level. See, because daughter Earth, the only one who hadn't reached her sacred status, has been denied her value. And at the winter solstice is when she just got crowned into her royal status as the princess. And what happens when daughter Earth comes to her sacred status as the princess or the high priestess, that completes us as a star system. We have Mama Universe, Father Spirit, the Sun, S-U-N, of power. The only one who hadn't reached her sacred status was daughter Earth. Now she stepped up to her rulership, her as a princess, as a high priestess. That completes us as a star system. Now she can go into balance or marriage with Anubis of the Sirius star system, which is our ancient power. This is how we balance star systems. This is how this energy reverberates throughout the cosmos. The core is the Earth. That's who Mama is tendering, daughter Earth. It's time for her. She's the rejected stone who becomes the cornerstone. It's in her rejection and redemption the earth is transformed, you see. Now, the next time I come onto your show, we're going to have to do, I'm going to have to tell you, how, because when they, during the energy of Willie Lynch, you see, what they did is they separated us as a royal family. The mother smothered the power of the son. Okay? Energy unfolds from mother to son and father to daughter. Father is the spirit, daughter is character, mama is the soul or the universe, and the son is the power. So at the physical level, what happened, mother, water, you put an S in front of mother, you get smother. So too much water smothers the fire or the power of the sun. That is what they did. What they did was killed off the father who would protect the family. And so this caused in front of the mother, so she would keep the son, a little boy, keep him in his ego, so he wouldn't grow into the father and be killed also. So that's how her water smothered the fire or the power of the sun. And at the same time, in opposite, on the spiritual end, the father abandoned the value of the daughter. So mother smothered the power of the son, and the father abandoned the value of the daughter. You see, and they said this will self-perpetuate unless something phenomenal turns it around. Well, we had those phenomenals, and that's what I will talk about the next time I come onto your program, what those phenomenals were that turned the energy around, that reversed that energy, where the mama no longer smothers the son's power, he resurrects into father's spirit, who then redeems the value of daughter earth or daughter character. Well, we had two phenomenals in the universe that indicated how that energy got turned around. And so we could step up as the new rulers as we went into the Aquarian age in 2013 at the winter solstice. Like I said, the number 13, highest vibration, magic. That's when you've completed enough levels to tap into the magic of the universe. That is why they tried to shy us away from it, told us it was bad luck. Remember, McDonald's used it, because if you do the M with the line under, turn it on its side, you have 13. So that's how they were. And then they started doing a campaign, 13 billion sold, you say. Because 13 is the magical vibration. We've been on they've had us in a 9th vibration stagnation. Nine is the number of stagnation, because anytime you add a number to 9, it comes back to that number, you see. Anytime you add a number to 9, it comes back to that number. So it was the 9th vibration of stagnation. And one of those phenomenals that happened in 2003 is what bumped us out of that ninth vibration stagnation to the 10th level, which gave us range to the 13th. Because the 3, you see, 3 is the magical number, the third time the charm. So that puts us in the range of 13, from the 10th vibration to the 13th vibration, where we're now able to tap into the magic and start energizing, channeling, activating, stepping up. So we had to get to that 13th level in order to tap into the magic of the universe. So, you know.
Let's take one more question. You cool for one more question, Myrah?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. One more question, then we're gonna get out of here, family. We're gonna come back for part 2. You heard us just say what she's gonna go into on the next one.
Yes.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all. We got a packed house in here. We got about 1,700 people.
Wow.
What it is, 1,700 people watching live. So I appreciate the support. Somebody says, can you speak on Mercury retrograde that's happening tomorrow?
Oh, okay. Mercury retrograde that's happening tomorrow. And do they know what energy Mercury is in?
Yeah, the person Natural Spice. Do you know what energy Mercury is in?
Where it's located? What constellation? Well, Mercury retrograde, and that's tomorrow, and we're in Capricorn. Whenever we're in Mercury retrograde, see, what retrograde means, it's like we're going backwards. You know, direct is when we're in the physical rotation. And then when we're in retrograde, we're going in a spiritual rotation. It's like the planet is going backwards, you see. And wherever you have a Mercury retrograde, like if in your chart you have more than one Mercury retrograde, give that person a special look, because they're here to serve a special purpose. And it's like being painted with the energy brush 3 times as the planet moves forward, backwards, and then forward again, you see. So that's a special purpose and a mission being served in the retrograde energy, and you're getting painted with that energy 3 times, you see. So there's a special mission and a purpose that's ready to open up tomorrow in that case, you see, where we're going to get a triple dose of that energy in order to, like we're at the time of fulfillment right now. You know, all kind of phenomenal is going to start happening, you see.
Yeah,
Myrah. It's back
Myrah,
in when I see it. I see it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay. Capricorn represents the system. It has, and what Aquarius does is when the system gets too stagnated and corrupted, then Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is the planet of evolution, is the planet of unexpected explosive changes, revolutionary changes. So when the system has become too stale and stagnated, then that is what Uranus or Aquarius, you know, will disrupt that stagnation and that corruption, you know, explode it, you see. Like I said, mama lays dormant and let the masculine build up their land of order. And then when it gets too corrupted, she'll wake up and throw it all into chaos. That is what Uranus does through Aquarius energy. It will throw into chaos the systems of the world that has become too corrupted and stagnated. It disrupts the status quo. And we're at the time of fulfillment where the systems have been attacking. Now we're getting ready to get the counter attack from the universe, you know, from Father Spirit and Mama Universe. They're getting ready to counter attack, you see. So that is what that Mercury and retrograde going between Aquarius and Capricorn is indicating, that it's now time. See, Mercury is the magicians of the planets, you see, and it's the messenger of the 3 realms. Mercury brings you messages from the soul realm, the spirit realm, to the physical realm, you see. And it is the magic or the magician. And also, Mercury deals with channeling. Gemini is the channeler. Wherever your Gemini is at is where you channel. Like I have a Gemini moon. So I channel the feelings of Big Mama and then communicate it, to the world, you see. That is my Gemini moon. So wherever your Gemini, especially your Sagittarius, because her opposite sign is Gemini. That's her opposite. So master channeler, being able to channel from the universe. So Mercury is the planetary ruler of both Gemini and Virgo. And so being able to channel and see, Mercury represents the conscious mind, where Pisces or Neptune represents the subconscious mind. Mercury represents the conscious mind, the air element, you see. So being able to channel messages from the all three realms, and then be able to work the magic. So Mercury, it's the one that's bringing the messages from the universe, from the spiritual realm and the universal realm, that it's getting ready to take down the corrupted system, you see, and liberate us, from what has restricted us, do the opposite of what we've been through.
Is that the outro music? Is that the outro music right there, Myrah?
No, that's my phone ringing. I became friends with Brother Fred, of Earth, Wind, and Fire, the drummer, the youngest drummer of Earth, Wind, and Fire. And today is his birthday. So he was, I had called him earlier to wish him a happy birthday. So he was just trying to call me back, you see.
Happy birthday to Fred. All right.
Yeah, mine was Saturday, last Saturday.
You told me, happy belated.
Yeah.
So
I turned 70.
Congratulations.
That is so,
congratulations.
That's kind of intimidating, Brother Fred, because,
Brother Fred.
I'm calling you Brother Fred now. That is very intimidating because, I could handle the 60s, but the 70s is kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm getting up there.
Congratulations, man. That's
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. Hey, I hope y'all enjoy, family. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in. I'm leaving her Cash App on the screen one last time for those who may not have donated as of yet. We showed the sister tons of love. And now that we know it's her B-Day, send her some B-Day love as well. You know what I'm saying? This is the perfect time to show the sister that love and support, family. All right?
They have shown me plenty here. I am so,
That sound was going off like we was in the casinos or something, man. Wow.
Absolutely. So this has been my pleasure. This has really been my pleasure, Brother Rich. I'm so glad that, you contacted me for this. I had semi-retired. Melanie is the one, our spirit doula is the one that brought me back out. I thought I was retiring. And now she done put me out there more than ever now. And so, where I thought I was getting ready to lay back and retire. Everything is open back up.
Not yet, Myrah. Not yet.
That's what they keep telling me.
Not yet. A little more. Give us. We need a little more. Our race needs a little more help, Sister Myrah. A little more help.
But we're there, honey, and everything is. Right now we've done our part. We've been the sacrificial lamb. We've made our sacrifices, and now we've made our investment, and now it's in the hands of righteous Father Spirit and Mama Universe. They're getting ready to do some divine intervention for their family, for their physical family. So we have nothing. Like I said, you just got to know that, act like you know it, and we're under protection. We now have access to protect ourselves and protect our loved ones. That is the role we're here to play on ground zero. As each of us begin, what I do is I will cleanse, heal, and protect my loved ones. I'll put out the vibration. I'll do the ritual for that, to purge or cleanse, heal, and protect my loved ones. And once you do that, as each of us do that for our families, that is how we're going to turn the tide of this energy. And not only does it turn the tide of the energy, it also gives you the proof and the validation that you have that power. You practice on your family first. And then once you get the security that you have the power through practicing on your family, now you can step up to your higher and higher purposes. So that's where we're at right now. We're just here now to be the vessel for those of our family who is drinking the Kool-Aid. We have the power because Mama Magic, we now have the power to access her energy and use it for the sake of cleansing, healing, and protecting our family. Excellent. We can do that now, you see.
Excellent.
We have spiritual power now. We don't have to do things hands-on anymore. If you want to speak to a loved one and they're not receptive, you now have the power to send your spirit to go talk to their spirit and let their spirit impart the information. Now is the time to discover your gifts and powers, because we're now in training, you see, to learn how to flex these newfound spiritual muscles. And your own spirit will be the one to give you the training and the guidance. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to know. Your spirit is going to be the one. That's your partner. But you can't both go in the ring at the same time. It has to be a tag team match because opposites can't occupy the same space at the same time. So what we do now is do the maximum of what we can do on the physical half. And when we've done all we can do on the physical half, then we tag our spiritual partner. We come out of the ring. Your spirit goes in the ring behind the scenes. It will go into the universe, gather the energy to match what you've invested on the physical half. And then that's when it's ready to complete and fulfill your purpose. So you got to be at peace, though, when you pass that baton to your spirit. We all do that through Libra, the sign of partnership, and air sign, spirit. So we get into partnership with our spirit through Libra energy, and it's the sign of peace. So once you pass that baton to your spirit, you have to sit back at peace and secure until your spirit matches the energy, and then that is when the full spiral, that's when it's ready to complete and fulfill your purpose. So that is our role, to activate our spirit. When we've maxed out and what we know and can do, then we can call in our spiritual half to complete and fulfill the process. That is how it works.
So Myrah, I want to, well, I'm hearing feedback. Is that on your end?
I'm not hearing it, so it may be. You said it was in the beginning.
I'm gonna let the people digest this video. I don't hear no more. It's going now.
Okay.
I'm gonna let everybody digest this video, and I would love for you to come back in February to do the part 2.
Okay, sounds good.
I want this video to make its rounds around the world, around the globe. Let everybody digest this one.
Yes.
I'm gonna have this sister back in February. We're gonna do a part 2. That one's going to be even more amazing. But family, I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in and showing this sister the support and love, like I said. And the time is now, family. We getting this message in different ways from different speakers, and it's your soul really wants you to know that you the shit, y'all. Y'all heard Queen of Food the last show I did, what she was saying, and now y'all hear Sister Myrah. Oh my God, y'all see the goddess energy I'm bringing on the show, like. The goddess energy hit different. When Mama tell you something, it hit a little harder. So, yeah, man, I want to thank y'all for listening. This is some important times. I'm excited for the times we living in, Myrah. Yes. Thank you, Queen, once again. And I'm going to see you again in February, all right?
All right. My pleasure and my honor. Love you, family. I love you. So, we're all family. We're all part of this cosmic family. And it's all about love. There's no power greater than love. So any power you put out there for love, for the sake of love, is how you're accessing the highest power of the universe. So love you, family. Love you.
I see you next time, family. Peace.
Peace.